11th ranked TCU at 10th ranked Utah right here on CBS College Sports. Game of the night. First quarter, no score TCU ball. Andy Dalton looking for Bart Johnson. Goes down the sideline, stays in bounds for a big gain. Helped set up a Ross Evans 37-yard field goal. Horned Frogs up 3-0. Later in the first, TCU's Aaron Brown. Very good tailback. Watch him reverses. Nope, not that way. Blows past the Utah defense. 41 yards later, Aaron Brown would help set up this. First and goal, Ryan Christian. What a name to be playing at TCU. Follows his blocks, gets in for the score. 10-0 Horned Frogs. Under a minute left in the half, TCU ball. Dalton throws under pressure, and it's picked off. Utah Sean Smith was playing it the whole way. He's still up. He's going to return it 37 yards. Looking maybe to get on the board. Utes ball, Brian Johnson looking for Brandon Godfrey. Got him. Nice little out route. Picked off by Godfrey for a nice gain. That would lead to a Louis Sakota 37-yard field goal. Utes still down 10-6 at the half. Johnson's going to throw deep again to Godfrey, and he is hit hard by Robert Henson. No catch. Some hard hits in this game. Utes would be forced to punt. Defenses really had their time in the second half. TCU to drive. Evans with a 26-yard attempt. Hits the post. No good. Horned Frogs still up 10-6. Another TCU missed field goal. Utah trying to capitalize. Johnson goes over the middle. Finds Brent Castillo for the big gain. All the way past midfield. Now 4th and 5 for Utah. Johnson connects with Freddie Brown for the first down. That would help set this up. Johnson to Freddie Brown again. The slant. He has him. Utes up 13-10. Looking good. Last chance for TCU. Dalton going to go deep, but picked off. Too much air under it. Robert Johnson takes a knock right there, but he holds on, and what a win for Utah. They hold on to defeat the Horned Frogs 13-10. Dalton was good, but Johnson was better. The 80-yard drive to cap it off, 230 yards, and that touchdown. Downtown Freddie Brown, 9 catches for 105, and a score. Calling the action with Tom Hart was 6-time Pro Bowl quarterback Dan Fouts. Dan joins us now to discuss the game. And Dan, what a game you had. Let's start with that drive. You were a quarterback. You had a lot of last 2-minute drives where you knew that you had to make this thing work. He had 2 of those 80-yard drives. The second one worked. What did you notice that was the difference between that second drive?
Well, what usually happens in this situation is that the defense is tired. They're tired of rushing the passer, and they never get a pass rush. And I talked to Brian Johnson after the game, and he felt very confident on that last drive that he would have time to throw. And he made some big throws. He got the ball to Brent Castillo. That got him a 22-yard gain out to midfield, and then he started working the middle of the field. He got Freddie Brown on a quick out, then he got Godfrey. At one point, before this last drive, he was 0 for 6. On the last drive, calmed down, pass protection. He hit 7 of 9, and he found Freddie Brown for the touchdown. And how about Freddie Brown? 105 yards receiving on just 9 catches. That's a workmanlike job, but it was rewarded with a all-time touchdown reception for the Utah Utes.
And Dan, TCU had its chances to win this thing. Ross Evans made 2 field goals. He also missed those 2 in the fourth quarter, gradually giving that momentum back to Utah. Could you feel it building, that momentum switch down the stretch?
Well, when you're playing on the road and you miss a field goal that looks like it's going to be a clincher for the visiting team, the crowd goes crazy. So he hits the upright on the left side. Remember, Ross Evans is a true freshman. So he's going to compensate for that with his second try. What does he do? Well, he pushes it a little bit right. It's a heartbreaking night for him. He'll be back. He'll have a lot of more big kicks in his career. But for tonight, those 2 misses were absolute killers because it gave Utah new life, not once, but new life twice.
Yeah, no doubt. And Dan, we saw TCU really jump out of the gate. They look good. You kind of thought for a second, are they going to run away with this thing? We talked during the pregame about some of the defensive speed for TCU. They really seemed to really come up and hit Utah in the first half. Any adjustments you saw in the second half for the Utah offense?
Well, the pass protection was great. Johnson only went down twice in sacks. And the leader in sacks coming into the game, Jerry Hughes, who leads the nation with 14 and 17 tackles for a loss, got 0 of both of those categories tonight. So you got to give the Utah offensive line a lot of credit for containing this great pass rusher.
And Dan, those Utah fans knew what was on the line, not just the inside track to the Mountain West Conference Championship, but a BCS berth. We heard them chanting BCS on the field after the game. What do you think of the Utes' chances now?
Well, they were number 8 in the BCS coming into today. It'll be depend on what happens, of course, this weekend with college football. But they won't go down. They will go only one direction, and that's up.
Dan, we enjoyed watching the game, and thank you for joining us here on College Sports Tonight.
It was great. Thank you.